The highway exit is closed and a chunk of concrete has fallen off the overpass. Just another day in Quebec. Here to discuss is Rick Leckner, CJAD 800's Wall of Fame traffic reporter. Hi, Rick.
Good morning, Elias.
So much to get to. It's another day on the roads in Quebec. First things first, Guy exit off the Ville Marie as of tomorrow night, closed until the end of the fall. How big a deal is this? Why is it happening?
Well, I guess it's a good thing that Canada didn't make the playoffs.
So true. Yeah.
No, this is a continuation of something they started last year, and the question was asked, why was this not done with the massive reconstruction of the Turcotte interchange a couple of years back? And the answer is that it was not compatible with that work, nor had the studies been completed. Okay, that's the answer. But this started last year. I guess it's significant enough that they have to continue it not only this year, but into 2025. So the Guy exit, yes, closes Friday, tomorrow night, and will stay closed until late into the fall. And look, it is difficult enough for people to get downtown now, particularly during the morning rush hour or in the evening. This is just another aggravation, another inconvenience.
And I was, coming in today, and I come in, all things considered, pretty early, right? If I'm driving past there around 7 o'clock, and there was a big backup this morning there, so I wonder how it's going to be all summer long. Does this go down the path here? Because they redid the de la Montagne. It took them forever, but I got to say, I like how they did it. Is this more of the same here as we go down all the exits?
Basically, yes, but still that configuration, if I remember correctly, of the Guy Street exit is a little wacky. And the traffic lights at the end, at the intersection of René Lévesque, have never worked properly because they decided they don't need an advanced right-hand turn for the green, which just backs it up continuously, which is not the best strategy.
It would be such an easy fix. It would help a little bit, right? If you just made that one small change with the lights.
The rationalization is that there are pedestrians crossing the street. I don't know what the count is. I don't think there are many, and this is why they pulled that several years ago. Back when I had discussions with them, and once they make up their mind about something, and they go by the book. They don't think out of the box necessarily. So that's unfortunately a situation which, again, it's an easy remedy and definitely would help.
So, Rick, while I have you here, I want to talk about maybe an even more important a topic here. We've had a couple of stories in recent weeks of concrete falling off overpasses, hitting vehicles. This morning, Andrew Carter spoke to someone. They had their car hit. I believe it was near a Fenelon, driving around Fenelon. Have a listen to the driver here.
Well, it was a little bit like this morning. It was, bright sunshine around lunchtime, and there was no cars ahead of me, no cars behind me, beside me, and after the loud bang, if you will, we looked up in the rearview mirror, kind of turned our heads on the overpass. There was no construction or people up there, so I guess process of elimination figured that's the only thing that it could have been.
Okay, did you pull over right away?
No, I figured that's what it was, and I didn't see the need, the damage, whatever it may have been, was done. I could continue driving, so stopping on the side of the highway wasn't really, I didn't think was a wise choice.
So there's one story there, and getting lucky, by the way, depending on, where you are when that piece of concrete's going to fall. But Rick, let's talk about these stories here. Is there a breakdown here? Does this kind of thing just happen? Doesn't matter what city you're in? What's your take?
I am, as you know, I am not the greatest proponent of Transport Quebec nor their procedures sometimes, but I think we need to put this in perspective, and we clearly do not want to alarm our listeners. There were two incidents. According to the initial reports, yes, the one at Fenelon was a piece of concrete that fell, and clearly the gentleman or the people in that car were extremely lucky. The one on Outer Route 13 apparently may have come off a truck. So since we had two horrific incidents, the Dessouvenir overpass collapsed back in June 2000, which killed one person, and then De la Concorde in September 2006, which killed 5. Clearly this came to light. A lot of attention has been paid. We have an enormous network in Quebec. I think the last figures we have something like 185,000 kilometers, 12,000 bridges, tunnels, retaining walls, what have you. And there is monitoring, we're told, and I think this has to be at least some security in terms, or some knowledge in the minds of our listeners that this is not something that, they take lightly. I'm sure they'll be investigating fentanyl, but the understanding is that they are out there. They have had a list of overpasses. Heaven knows they've been doing work everywhere. So we do have a very aging infrastructure, which doesn't necessarily excuse this type of thing, but it's like flying in an airplane or driving a car. How many accidents of this? One, as they always say, is too many. In this case, we were lucky. But I don't think it's something we need to be terribly alarmed about.
Rick, I appreciate the rational, calm perspective on all things traffic. Thanks so much.
It's a pleasure. Have a good day and be safe.
You too, Rick. That's Rick Leckner right there, CJAD 800's Wall of Fame traffic reporter.